Today I'm very happy to say I have Red Molly with me. Welcome to Sudzin Country, ladies.
Hi. Glad to be here. Hello.
Yes. Glad to have you on the show. We're going to do an intro, each of you, and the instruments you play, and what part of Red Molly are you part of?
Oh, okay, sure. So my name is Laurie McAllister, and I sing about half the lead vocals in the band, and I play guitar and banjo.
Hey, I'm Carol Ann Solabello. I play bass, guitar, and a little teeny bit of mandolin, and sing, of course.
Hello, I'm Abby Gardner, and I sing lots of the songs. And what do I sing?
Okay.
Songs, of course, and I play guitar and dobro.
Dobro, wow, good. All right, how do you three know each other?
Well, we all come from the folk slash country, bluegrass, whatever scene in New York City. And we've known each other from the circuit, playing that kind of small clubs in New York and hanging out at the same parties and hanging out at the same festivals. And, well, when was it? 2004? We all were hanging out at the same festival we go to every single year, Falcon Ridge, up in upstate New York, and stayed up later than everybody else and started jamming on old songs and said, how come we didn't do this before? Three are better than one.
And well, before we get too far into the show, where'd the name Red Molly come from?
Yeah, that one.
All right.
Well, so it took us about 4 months, I think, to come up with the name, but ultimately we decided that we're a nice combination of sweet and rough. And the sweet is the Molly part. That's like one of the sweetest names we could think of. And the red part comes from the rough side of us. You'll probably find that we have a liking for the murder ballads and the rougher songs in the folk genre. So that's what it is. It's sweet and rough at the same time. Red Molly.
Red Molly,
Red
all right.
Molly.
I did it wrong.
Anyway.
Let's talk about Never Been to Vegas. What can the people find on Red Molly's first full-length CD?
All right. Well, it's a lot like our live shows because it was recorded live.
Okay.
In front of an audience in a studio. We invited them in. And it's a mix of cover songs written by, traditional country artists, but also modern folk, and a few originals and even traditionals, kind of reworked.
Out of
Red
the
Molly
14
style.
songs, how many originals are there?
On the record, I guess there's only 2 on that record, yeah.
And everything else cover songs.
Uh-huh.
I read a lot about your harmonies. How do you pick a cover song that's going to fit your harmonies?
Well,
They're going to fit Red Molly.
yeah, I mean, it's a very touchy-feely kind of thing, for me at least. I mean, we all listen to lots of music, and we listen to various kinds of music, and sometimes something will just hit you. It's usually a really visceral reaction. Like, I fall in love with a song, and I say, girls, we have to sing this song. It's just so beautiful. Doesn't matter if it's already done in harmony, doesn't matter what genre it is, but we bring it to the group, and we give it a shot. We give it a try. Or Laurie does the same thing. We hear something done by someone else that moves us in some way.
What is the highlight of your stage show? Harmonies, instrumentals, lyrics, energy, overall artistry, connection to the audience? Pick one of the,
Wow.
or all of the above, or one of the above.
Yeah, my answer was going to be yes.
Yes. Good enough.
We love a very central part of our show is the harmonies, the vocal harmonies. We just love harmonies, but we also love playing our instruments as well and connecting with the audience in a very natural way.
We work really hard on
Sounds
creating
good.
the arrangements, and we work really hard on making
Yeah.
the harmonies what's known as tight, really, really close, and really, really,
When you
everything
say
is
tight,
precise.
means you're on each other, right on there, huh?
Very together, very
Yeah.
precise.
White on rice.
There's not
White, like we sing together like white on rice. That's good.
Well,
I like that.
okay.
We try.
You mentioned that earlier, and I have it written here. Second CD in January of 08. Talk to me about the music that the people can expect to hear on that.
Yeah, sure. So we've got, again, a nice mix of songs. That's one of our main objectives in making a record, is to have a lot of variety on there. So we've got 3 or 4 originals this time, at least one from each of us.
Very good.
And quite a few, not quite a few, but maybe 2 or 3 traditional songs. We're going to put Wayfaring Stranger on there, for
That's
example, which we love.
Great song.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful. And then some contemporary stuff as well, just like we did on Never Been to Vegas, but really trying to have a nice combination of ballads and really rocking kind of rough, fun, up-tempo numbers.
Power
and
folk.
Power folk. Yeah,
Power folk.
exactly.
I
Back
knew
to
I
the
just
power
learned a
folk.
new term.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and just putting the Red Molly spin on things, even if they are traditional songs, like we do
Good.
Keep Your Lamp Trimmed and Burnin', but Abby wrote like a completely different section for the chorus that just makes our version of it different from anyone else's. So that's what we're trying to do, is like rework some old stuff and throw in some new stuff and introduce people to songs that they otherwise wouldn't hear. So.
Influences quickly before we wrap up.
You go first.
You got the mic in your hand.
All right, sure.
Influences now go ahead, influences.
Okay. Well, my major musical influences have to do with singing. Great singers were really what inspired me, and especially harmony singers. I loved, when I was growing up, Peter, Paul, and Mary, and Simon and Garfunkel, and the Mamas and the Papas, and just bands that just, had beautiful vocal arrangements that really, really got to me as a kid. I didn't even know what it was. I didn't know what harmony singing was. I just knew that I liked it. And so in this band, now that I'm, in my 30s, I get to kind of create that sound, and I love that.
You're in your 30s?
Yes, sure.
You imagine? Me, myself, I'm 21. Influences. Before anything was musical theater, Stephen Sondheim, things like that.
Right.
And my favorite singer in the whole world is Ella Fitzgerald.
Okay.
And when it comes to the folky country stuff, Suzanne Vega is right at the top of my list. Tracy Chapman is at the top of my list. Folky people.
Abby?
All right. Well, from the bluegrass end, Tim O'Brien,
Yeah.
Jerry Douglas, Daryl Scott, love them. Rob Ickes also. I'm very instrumentally into the dobro. So Sally Van Meter and Rob Ickes have been big influences directly on me. And who else do I listen to? Oh, Billie Holiday growing up. Listened to a lot of Billie Holiday, Aretha Franklin, Ray Charles, the bluesy side of things.
You have a good selection.
Yeah.
And it all bleeds into your music, I presume.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, it has
definitely.
to.
Definitely does.
You got the mic.
Right.
Website.
RedMolly.com.
There you go. I found it out. Now you can
There you
read
go.
everything. Everything I just spoke about is on redmolly.com, because that's where it
Yeah.
came from. Tell you what we're going to do. I want to thank all you ladies for being on Sudzin Country.
Oh, thank you,
Continued
Herb.
success in your careers. I enjoyed having you on the show.